Let's travel 16 hours with our 3-year-old and 1-year-old all the way from Maui back to our home in London. We started with an hour-long taxi ride to the airport in Maui. By the time we got there, Rebel had already had enough. I had to say to my husband in the airport, no, you don't need another Starbucks cup. The kids had a lot of fun playing on the Travelator whilst we waited aboard, and then when it was time, I always put the carrier on. This just means I've got my hands free so I can carry more stuff on. We bribed Rio with a sweetie to encourage him to walk on the plane by himself, and it worked. It's an ideal situation is to try and time your flights with your kids' nap times. Rebel was so tired, but as soon as we took off, she fell asleep, which is perfect. This first flight was 5 hours, which we often find more challenging than the long flight, but it actually wasn't too bad, and we landed in LA about 8:30 p.m. and went straight to our airport hotel. We then had an Uber Eats picnic on our hotel room floor because the kids ordered spaghetti bolognese, and I thought this is going to go everywhere. It's the next day now, and we're at LAX airport, but our flight is delayed by 2 hours, and we got to the airport really nice and early. So we basically have 5 hours to kill, but they have a kids play area, which was cool. We then went to hang out at the American Express lounge, and on holiday, Rio discovered that his new favorite drink is a pina colada. Just listen to him order a virgin pina colada.
Virgin pink soda.
The lounge actually was quite good. We had loads of space to hang out and the food was amazing. It was just so nice to eat a good hot meal. Finally, it was time to head to our gate where I quickly changed Rebel into something more comfortable for the flight. I put her down to put the carrier on, and when you do that with Rebel, you can expect that she's going to wander off and you're going to have to chase after her. Another thing, I never let my husband hold on to the passports because he's bound to lose them and I'm a control freak. So this next flight is 10 hours and it's overnight, but when we got on the plane, we were thrilled to see that our seats had loads of leg room. The flight was also pretty empty, which was great, which means we had loads of room to spread out. We had loads of leg room, and also there was no one sat in the seats next to us, so absolute winner. Literally, as soon as we took off, Rio fell asleep, so I'm going to use the flyaway bed I used on the way out here because it was amazing. It's kind of funny when you pump it up because it's a little bit embarrassing, but it does blow up really quickly. And it's great because the kids have a place to play with their toys, and then it's like a first-class lay-down flat bed. I then made Rebel a lay-down flat bed in the seats opposite us, and then it was a winner because both Stuart and I actually had time to enjoy our dinner and watch some movies. The kids slept for like 4.5 hours, which is amazing, but I just can't sleep on planes. It's so frustrating. There's 2 hours to go, and they brought around breakfast, and Rebel keeps trying to break into the business class section. And this is how we're looking after a 10-hour flight. Not too bad. In the taxi home, both kids fell asleep, and now the jet lag fun really begins. But we're just so happy to be home. We've had the most epic trip away, and it was definitely worth the travel.